guys, it's Gavin from Team Iron Core, and I'm here to show you the Iron Core deck profile for post-Primal Origins. As you guys may have heard, the Diamond Core of Koa'ki Meiru has come out, and it is a really good card, and it makes the deck really strong. As you guys may have already seen some of our old deck profiles and how it worked. It's very similar, except for you run Diamond Cores and a few more Beast Warrior cards than I ran before, because it's just really good. Diamond Core gives you the ability to make really good Rock Stun variants, as well as good Iron Core Knight variants, which is also very good. So this is my profile for post-Primal Origins. Enjoy. Alright, for the deck that I built, we run 3 Koa'ki Meiru Knight. He's the big power play of the deck. You just reveal an Iron Core, do special summon any Koa'ki Meiru from your deck, which is really good because it gives you access to be able to play very speedy by like spamming Tiger Kings, or you can also play very stunny as if you're playing Rock Stun. So like it gives the deck 2 different playstyles just from one card, which just kind of gives you big. It kind of opens up your entire deck to play whatever you want. Play 3 Koa'ki Meiru Crusader. Crusader, he's a Beast Warrior. When he attacks over a monster, you get to add a Koa'ki Meiru card back from your graveyard to your hand. So you can recycle your Knights, or you can add Iron Cores or Diamond Cores back that you had in your grave, and recycle and keep your plays going. Also, it's a Beast Warrior, so this is what you use to special if you're going to make the Tiger King loop, which I'll show you guys. 2 Koa'ki Meiru Guardian. Again, he's like stunny for like Rock Stun. He's basically like playing Doomcal, and like why would you not play a tutorable Doomcal that curses itself and it's 19, so it's really good. Only 1 Koa'ki Meiru Sandman. You don't really need this every single time, but like a lot of times when you're going for a big push, you want to make sure you have your hands on basically a Trap Stun or like a Black Horn of Heaven on legs, which is awesome, especially since you get this out of your deck. A lot of times what I'll do is instead of looping 3 Tiger Kings, I'll like loop 1 Tiger King, and then my second one, I'll make a Sandman. So I'll have Knight, Sandman, and Tiger King, and then like a back row or 2, whatever, and I'm sure I've already chained Diamond Core's effect. So you can basically just ram into whatever and not have to worry about any back row with the 1 Sandman. And 1 Koa'ki Meiru Wall. A lot of decks are running a lot of spells right now, and so I just kind of wanted to combat that. Like, it just seems really good versus decks that have to rely on a specific spell to get off and get going. Again, more like Rock Stun. You can definitely up your counts on any of these rock monsters. This is what I chose, and it's been playtesting really good and consistent. Played 2 Brotherhood of the Firefist Bear. Again, you could change this number if you wanted to add more rock monsters, but like I really wanted to see Bear to get into your Tinky quicker, because even though this deck does have a lot more consistency cards now, again, like any deck you can imagine, it's still going to draw inconsistent. So drawing this when I run some Lances and stuff, like it can get over your opponent's cards and you can start tutoring for your Knights to get your plays going. Also, this gets over problem cards a lot. Like, I mean, you guys know the theory behind Bear. It just gets over problem cards and it's amazing. 3 Iron Core of Koa'ki Meiru. Some people have been running 2, but 3 is the number. You want to draw this in your opening hand. Doesn't matter if you draw 2. If you draw 2, you can set 1, and it's a really good bluff. But like you want to draw this, so you run 3. I also never really ever discard it to like save monsters. I usually just use this to reveal Knight, so it just kind of stays in your hand usually. 3 Diamond Core of Koa'ki Meiru. Yeah, these aren't proxies. I picked them all up at the sneak peek. They're so hot. If you guys don't know what this card does, it's basically a Rota for any Koa'ki Meiru card in your deck. So you can actually add Iron Core, you can add Knight, you can add any of those other guys, so it's really good. It makes Rock Stun variants really good, and it also makes my variant really good, the Beast Warrior variant. You can also banish this card from your graveyard during your turn to make sure for the rest of the turn Koa'ki Meiru cards cannot be destroyed. It's not a quick play from the grave, so you have to make sure you banish it before. So like what I usually will do is I'll activate this and add either the Iron Core or the Knight, depending on which I have in my hand. Then I'll banish this and then start with your plays. And a lot of times opponent doesn't really know what that is when it happens, and they'll chain TT or bottomless or something, and it doesn't work because you have this going on. It's really good. It also saves Koa'ki Meiru from dying during the end phase, so if you only had 1 Koa'ki Meiru monster and you wanted to make Rock Stun plays, you could just play this and banish this in your opening turn, summon your Rock Stun monster, and it'll survive, so you don't really have to worry about anything at all, which is awesome. So then you can Rock Stun them next turn. 2 Soul Charge. I was running Call of the Haunted, but Soul Charge makes your Xyz plays, and it's just really good, obviously. The deck needs to have the ability to go really fast. I was originally running Dualities and stuff in here, but it didn't work at all. So that's why I added Soul Charge, because the deck goes fast, so this kind of recovers, especially if your opponent has a TT or something and you don't have the Diamond Core banished, or they have a trap to get over your field as you're going off. You can Soul Charge your Knight back and keep going, because the deck makes a lot of special summons. So, like, you can just keep going with Knight, which is amazing. So Soul Charge keeps you going with Knight. even though it skips your battle phase, which is sad. Skipping your battle phase is a little hefty in this deck because you need it most of the time. 3 Mystical Space Typhoon just simplifies the game state. You have big beat sticks, so you don't really care a lot of times if like there's lots of traps running around. Like you don't care. You just want to make sure the game state is simplified in your favor because your deck can make a lot of +1s and recurses resources really well. 2 Forbidden Lance. Again, I mean you're running like a Beast Warrior deck and you want to make sure your plays go off. This is also really good with Bear, and it's just a good card in general, especially when you stop things. I would debate running 3. I just felt like I didn't really need it at 3. I also tried Trap Stun and that didn't work either, so like this is just what I'm testing that's really well right now. 2 Fire Formation Tinsu. It's basically double summon for the deck. It's also popping power for Bear. It's just a really good card. I love this card. I was running it at 1 but I didn't see it enough. It's really, you don't care if you open this card. This card is awesome to open because you can just keep going. For any additional Tinsu or Tinky you have in your hand, you can loop a whole nother Tiger King. So like when you're going off, it's really good because the more Tiger Kings you get before you make an Ur Knight with like a Sandman, the better. So like this card is really good. I'm running 1 Gyoku. It just gives you something fun to get out with Tiger King if you already have a lot of good cards in your hand. It's also good to open with, so you can like stun your opponent's back row. I mean, it's a good card. So Gyoku's awesome. It's the same reason why +1 Fire Fist ran it, so I'm gonna run it too. 3 Tinky. Tinky is an awesome card. It gets you your Tiger Kings, your Ur Knights, sorry, not your Tiger Kings. You get it off Tiger King, get you your Bears and your Ur Knights, and you basically want to open this with Diamond Core every game because then you probably just won the duel. Every time you can open this or Iron Core or Diamond Core, you're usually pretty much just winning the game, and your opponent can't do much about it. Even if they have a lot of traps and stuff, the deck has a lot of resources, and it's awesome. My trap lineup definitely has like fluctuated a lot, but this is what I've come to be the very best. I'm running 2 Horn of the Phantom Beast. The deck doesn't have, as you say, I'm not running dualities or upstarts. I didn't like either of those in this deck. I playtested them both and they just did not work. The deck has its own tutors and they're very good, but you want to be able to draw through and get through your deck a lot quicker. So Horn of the Phantom Beast is good. It's also very similar to Lance in the fact where you can like get over something in the battle phase, or damage step. But yeah, battle phase 2. And like this is awesome with Bear. Like people used to run this with Bear like eons ago, and so like it's still good. Like there's no doubt about it. As well as you can equip it to Tiger King, which is my favorite thing to do, and Tiger King becomes like a 32 beat stick or like 3000 beat stick if you don't have any Tinkies on the field. And you can just beat over stuff and keep drawing cards and getting your plays going. And this is just a very scary card. The opponent doesn't have a lot of stuff to say about it. Tinsen is really good too. The one that is very similar to Horn of the Phantom Beast but a fire formation. But I didn't really want to run it because every time I was making Tiger King you always want Tinky, so you never want to waste putting Tinsen down. So I wanted Horn of the Phantom Beast just to draw on 2. It's good just to draw on 2. You're almost always gonna have a Beast Warrior on the field also, so it's like, it's really good. So hate me if you want, but this card is awesome. 1 Bottomless, 1 Terminal Tribute, and 1 Warning. You try it. I didn't run Compulse. I didn't feel like it was that great in this deck. You wanted to get rid of your opponent's monsters if they're making something. You didn't really want to add them back to the hand, especially with like when you're talking about some of the stuff that's coming out of Primal Origins. You don't really want that stuff in your hand. You just want to kind of get rid of it. So that's why I decided not to run Compulse. 2 Fiendish Chains. I know MSTs are running rampant, but I'd rather them waste MSTs on that than my Tinkies. So it's actually very fine for me just to run the Fiendish Chains. I don't really think I'd run Breakthrough Skill in here. I don't like it. 2 Black Horns of Heaven. I was testing Mirror Forces, and I was testing Vanity's Emptinesses, I tested Compulse, I tested lots of stuff. The Black Horn of Heaven is just amazing right now. It stops everything in the format. You just don't have to care about anything. You set this and you forget it. Your opponent finally makes inherent summons. They get into their... Like, if your opponent's not making inherent summons, you're probably winning the duel anyways. And if they start their inherent summons off, like, you have a lot of problem cards in your extra deck. Like, if they can make Leo or, like, Abyss Gaios and, like, Dracosac and stuff, some of those cards are a little bit difficult to get over. So you just want to get rid of them in the first place. Don't even let them summon it to begin with. So Black Horn of Heaven is a very good card in this deck. And that was the last trap I run. That's 40 cards. It's very good. It's working a lot. My extra deck is slightly proxied out. I went through and found out I didn't have 3 Tiger Kings. I only had 1, so you guys can imagine as if I had 2 Tiger Kings, or 3 Tiger Kings. Run Crazy Box for skill drain. Again, deck is not... If you play skill drain against this deck, it will hurt a little bit. If you draw your Horn of the Phantom Beast, you don't care as much, but like if you don't, then you need this card. 1 Kagasuchi. Again, you beat Beast Warriors, it just seems amazing to have a Kagasuchi in here. Gaga Cowboy, steals games. Diamond Dire Wolf, everything's Beast Warriors in here, so it's just amazing. Black Ship of Corn. I love this card. I don't know why I love it, but like I love this card in conjunction with Soul Charge. If you're like playing against Bujin or something and you don't have anything, you can Soul Charge into this and then like activates effect, send the Yamato. So Yamato's gonna go to the graveyard and then they're gonna get burned for damage. So like it's a really good play off of Soul Charge right now in my opinion. One Abyss Dweller, stopping water, all that jazz. Mace Roke, one Ragna 0. I like this card. It's also interesting, I think you can actually pop your own cards with this. No, you can't. Okay, never mind, but this is really good. It's good against Madolche, it's good against Fire, it's good against Bujin, it's good against a lot of stuff, and I really like that card. 3 Tiger Kings. Again, I only have 1, but you're going to run 3. Imagine there's 2 here. You run and make all 3 Tiger Kings all the time in this deck, and it's amazing. I know it kind of seems pointless at times, but you need to have a card to go into at the end phase if you don't have a Beast Warrior in hand. Otherwise, your guys are going to die off of Urnite because they're all Koa'ki Meiru's and they die at the end phase. So you want to have something to make. So Tiger King's the best play because then you can get Tinky and set it and activate it, and you'll have Urnite for next turn. And your opponent staring down the face of a Tiger King with like 3 set, and knowing you have the ability to summon it and do it all again next turn is very, very scary, especially when you're going first. Your opponent doesn't really know what to do against it, how to act. So Tiger King is a very, very strong play because it gets through all of your fire formations in your deck really quickly. 1 Honor Arc. I would probably run 2 101s, honestly, but I don't have the second right now, and you can run the Mace Stroke instead, so like I would probably take out the Mace Stroke for the second 101 if I owned one. Exciting Knight, very good again, nuke the field. If you're low on advantage, you can make this card for basically free in Koa'ki Meiru's because of the ability to summon out 2 level 4s very, very quickly. So I really like this card in here, and it's really good. Though I have to say, you're rarely going to make this because you almost are always just winning, and I haven't lost yet with this deck on DevPro DN or in our locals yet. So like I haven't even made this card because I haven't been at loss for advantage yet. So if I ever got lost for advantage, you'd have that, I suppose. 1 Daigusto Emerald. You could go through your resources really, really quickly, and you only have so many Beast Warriors in here. So this gets your Urnites back in the deck to draw them later, and gets your Tiger Kings back if you need resources later. You need this card in there, it's very good. And then 1 Lava Ball Chain. Not only can this card discard and like stack cards to your deck and stuff like that, which is awesome, this card can also send Iron Core of Koa'ki Meiru to your graveyard. And like you say that and you're kind of like laughing at me right now, but it's legitimately a play I've done 2 or 3 times. If you're kind of stuck and you don't really have anything to do, or you have advantage over your opponent, you can Foolish Burial the Iron Core of Koa'ki Meiru, and during your draw phase you can add it back to your hand, and then you'll have all your plays set again. So like it's just another way to tutor out your game pieces so that you can get all your combo pieces for this deck. Because it is a very, very combo oriented deck, so you need to make sure you have everything like set up before you do anything. So yeah, thank you for watching the deck. It's very good. Like if you want to playtest it, go for it. It's playtested perfectly for me and for my playstyle. If you guys want to change something up or give me what you guys have had good experiences and bad experiences with on DevPro and DN. Thank you.